Okay. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready when you guys are ready.
Okay. Hello, my name is Adrianna Santos, and this is my presentation on my Washington youth trip. I think mine is probably the longest, like because I went like in detail of how my days were, like every single day. So it's probably gonna be long. So
That's fine.
so who sponsors the youth tour and who sponsors us when we went is, first of all, GRICUA. They were the ones that helped us go on the trip, and so yeah. And the NRECA are also the ones who also sponsors the trip as well, who helps and the NRCA helps is a group of co-ops that are across the US in rural areas that help get like that help get more electricity to all the rural areas that that help the capital know what the rural areas need in certain areas. So yeah. And so what I had to do to get selected as a youth tour student was, first of all, I had to write an essay about GRICUA, the things I knew about GRICUA and how it helped our community, what it does, and that was the first part. That was the essay, and then after the essay, I had to do the interview, which was just asking. Basically, the whole interview was like, what, like about my school life, how I was involved in school, and like in and around my community as well. And so it was just basically to see if I was a good candidate to go onto the trip. And so, well, I called it day one, but it was just basically where we had the luncheon and where we met up with the other group from TO from Donatham. And so then we had our luncheon and we met with them, and then I think we went to the hotel after, and then we met all the other groups, all the other co-ops from all around Arizona, and then I think one group from California or two groups. And so we all got to meet together, and then we met together and we had like a little presentation about what to expect on the trip as well, and how we would be informed about more co-ops around the US as well. And then like we got into our groups with our chaperones we would be on for the trip, and that was basically how day one went. And then day two is when we left to Washington, and so basically Washington is okay. So I think this picture is when we left, and this is the picture when we arrived in Reagan International. I think that's what it was called. And so we got a chance to meet our bus drivers for the week. We got to the hotel and things like that. And then later on tonight, we went to 3 memorials, which were the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, the Franklin D. Roosevelt Memorial, and then the Martin Luther King Memorial as well. So I think that was like getting there was like an amazing thing, because I've never seen these memorials. Like it was like truly an experience to see them, like especially in the dark, because all the lights were up and you could see everything. So I think that was pretty fun to see too. So then day 3 was when we went to Arlington, and I think Arlington for me was like a pretty exciting thing to see everything, which was like the tomb of the unknown soldier, like Suzanne said. And just like I think the one thing that I remember we saw was John F. Kennedy and his wife and the eternal flame. I think that's what I mostly remember from Arlington, which is pretty cool. And then after that, we went to the National Cathedral, which was something I was looking forward to throughout the whole trip. So I thought that was pretty cool. We just explored the whole cathedral, which I really liked. We got to see inside. We got to learn. They kind of told us stories within what the stained glasses were, and like told us the stories around it, like what they meant, and like the different meanings they could have. And then I think after the National Cathedral, we went to the Marine Corps Museum, which was pretty fun as well. Like we got to see just like kind of everything, like surrounding like the Marine Corps and whatever. And like it was pretty. I didn't take much pictures, and I should have took more pictures, but it was fun. I think we explored pretty much most of it. I think it was pretty fun. And then again, we did more late memorials, which were the Lincoln Memorial, the World War II Memorial, and the Vietnam Memorial, and then the Korean War Memorial, this one was the World War II Memorial, the Korean War Memorial, and then the bottom was the Vietnam War Memorial as well. So those were like everything I saw was pretty amazing. I thought it was really cool. So you could say like the whole trip basically so far was my favorite as all. Like as Suzette said, everything we saw was like amazing. You could see it was our favorite as something we never saw before. So, and then for day 4 we went to Mount Vernon, and so we explored most. I think we explored all of it. Me, Joseph, and I think it was just me and you, huh? And some other people. We explored all of it, and it was pretty fun. We got to meet up with the other group from Tona Atom, and we kind of explored with them as well too on the way back. And we kind of went to that, and then we went to lunch at Old Town Alexandria. We got to explore as well, and then we went to the baseball game as well, which was pretty cool. Like we get to see the Arizona Diamondbacks play the Washington Nationals, even though we lost, but it was fun. It was fun though. And then we went to the White House to take our photos, even though like it was like right after the baseball game. So we were sitting outside for a while, and we were all humid. So that was fun. And then day 5 was the youth day, as Suzanne said, which was pretty cool. I thought it was the most interesting part of the day, because we got to meet up with the other states as well. Like there was a whole group of us from different other states, like Kentucky. I think it was like Kentucky, Alabama, and some other states that were with us in the morning. And so we got to be with them and learn. Like there were certain people from their co-ops that were picked to tell their stories of how they got into like electro co-ops and whatever, and to tell us their story. And then after youth day, we got to see some of the Smithsonian's. I only got to see 2 the first day, which were the Native American Museum and then the Air and Space Museum, which is something else I was looking forward to, the Air and Space Museum, because I really enjoy learning more about space, like in airplanes and everything involving that, which that's what I find really interesting. And then I think it took me 2 days to explore the Native American Museum. So the next time we went to the Native American Museum, I finished like the 2 top floors and looked at everything, and it was pretty fun. And then the last thing we did was we went back to Old Town Alexandria for the boat ride, which was fun. And then in the beginning, when we got there, it was starting to rain, and then when we got to the boat, it rained even harder. So when we got onto the boat, we were soaked. Like all of us, we were waiting. I think there was 2 different other states with us waiting, and so we were all wet onto the boat, and so we were just like all on the boat. It was fun. it was fun. We had like so much fun on the bus. We didn't the bus, the boat, the boat that we didn't even notice that we were already docking back from the when we all went all the way around, and so that was fun. And so day 6 we went to the Capitol, and so that was fun. We had the tour of the Capitol, which was, I think the middle picture is the top of the dome, which I think they told us that George Washington's in the middle, like symbolizing that he's like above others because he was kind of like the first president that the US needed at that time. And so that's how they painted that. And so that was pretty much to learn about. And then the picture on the right is a painting of Pocahontas getting baptized. And so we were learning the story about that and how it can be seen in many different ways, how it could either look good or bad to certain different people. And so learning about all the paintings in the room was very fascinating. And then the last thing we did for the day was we went to the Pentagon Memorial, where we got to see all the little memorials that they had for everyone that had passed away during 9/11. And so that was pretty like fascinating to see. And then that was our day 6. And then 7 we went back to the Capitol to take a picture. And then that's when we also met our representative, and when we had questions with him. Even before that, we kind of had like a wait time, and so we went to the Congress, the Library of Congress, and so we got to explore the whole library. Some of us did, and so that too was like very fascinating. I loved it. I love like learning about, or just reading in general. I just love reading. So for me, that was like another big place for me to enjoy. So I really like that. And then when we met our representative, we talked to him like one-on-one about different issues we had. And so he just kind of like, he just answered our questions that we had for him. And so I thought that was pretty cool that he had time for all of us to sit down and ask questions involving, whatever that we have in mind. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then after that, we went to more of the Smithsonian, looked around. I think I went to the National Archives too, but I only got to see like a small part of that because of the time we had. And then we went to the Holocaust Museum, which was very fascinating. Like, I knew some history of it, but not all of it. So seeing the museum and like experience it was, it was like, I don't know, it was just I don't know how to say it. Like, it was like it was interesting to know about like how it started and how it ended and what happened throughout the middle part of it. So I think that was really good museum to end off with. So I think all of it was pretty good. So, and then heading home is all my pictures of most of the friends I met. This one, Hannah, we kind of talked before. She was like a couple rooms down from me, so we always kind of talked to each other. And then I forgot what his name is, but he was her friend. And so he kind of just like photobombed our picture. And then this is me, my friend Sophia, and Siobhan. And then I think this is Maisie trying to get into her picture. And then the next picture is me, Sophia, Siobhan, Maisie, and then Suzanne waiting to board the plane back to Arizona. And then this is just a picture of all of us with the bus drivers before we even headed to the airport. And then here's our group with me and Joseph, and we had our chaperones with. That was our little group that we had when we took a picture after at Phoenix Airport. And then there was all of us from Gricula Intio, except I forget what his name is. Uh, yeah, he wasn't with the picture with us, and so that was it. So, and then I just want to say thank you to Grickiwa for letting me have the opportunity to go to the nation's capital to explore all these amazing places, to create amazing more memories and meet more friends. You know, it was very fun. I don't think it's something I would forget. So, yeah.
Good report. I was right there with you at every stop you made, so. I don't get an opportunity to see all the places that you've been, although we go over there quite a bit to do business, and I think I've said it before, I'll say it again, you know, when we go over there, we go in the evening, have supper, and get ready for the next day for our meetings, if it's 1, 2, or 3 days.
Yeah.
Meetings, you know, Uber or whatever from one place to another, and then the second or third day it's time to head back. We go straight to the airport. We don't ever get to see all those things that you see. So I mean, from the airplane flying out and looking at but yeah.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity.
Yeah, even though we were like there for 7 days, we still didn't get to see everything that we could have, especially what I wanted to see too. So, you know, it was whatever we had and it was fun. Yeah.
How did you decide to apply?
My counselor had talked to me about it at school, and he was wondering if he had like a whole group of people he wanted to see who would want to go. And so I was picked into the group, and so I was one of the few that wrote the essay and got past it. And so like I thought it was a good opportunity to, you know, see what's out and like how it is in DC, if I would want an internship over there, to see how it was over there, to see if I could do something to over there. So yeah.
Chair, yes. I just want to acknowledge the confidence that I hear in all of you this morning. It's just incredible. You know, I don't even think I could have done that at your age. But I really appreciate that, and I appreciate all the youth in our community. They need to have advantages like this, you know, and it's a lot of work, you know, like as Belinda had said, you know, I remember my first time when I went to DC, you know, we went there to make our presentations to the people, anyone that would listen, you know. Mm-hmm. I always hear them say that we went and fought for our community, we go and beg for our community, you know, we go and ask for things, you know, and a lot of times, you know, we get a negative ear sometimes, and that's kind of a struggle, you know. Yeah. And I remember one time when I went, it was a long day for us. That was my very first time. I was so exhausted. I went to my crying, and I thought about every single person packed on there before me, whether they be on curricula, whether they be on GRTI, or even a council representative, even our governor and our lieutenant governor. That is a lot of footwork, physically, you know, and security, like you said, is just incredible there. But anyway, just want to thank every one of you for taking this advantage. Thank you very much.
What did you ask Representative O'Halloran?
I didn't get to ask him anything by the time I wanted to ask. Something came into my mind. It was already time to go. So I was like, oh, I guess not. So I was like, oh, well, it's whatever, you know.
What would you have asked him? What was your question? Did you have one?
No, I don't remember. It's been too long.
Red or green chili borough?
Yeah, it's been a month since we left, so I don't think I remember. So yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you again. So it's from
The video, and so you can view it on your own if you want to see it.
we can watch it on our own. Let's do that.
Thank you.
But
You did a great job.
The three that are here, you all stand up.
Four.